Welcome back to my channel. This is Alicia Creates. I'm Alicia. Today we are going to be discussing my 2026 goals for this channel and myself. So I'm gonna just start off with the goals for myself, just get those out of the way. That way if you want to skip them, you can just go ahead and skip them. So my goals are going to be pretty simple. I've been eating really well. I mean, I say that I've been sick, so when I'm sick, I do fall off the bandwagon, and I've not been eating the best. I've been eating food that makes me a little bloated. But now that I'm feeling a little better, I want to start eating a few things that are, what's the word, that are anti-inflammatory. I want to start introducing a lot more foods that are anti-inflammatory into my diet this over the next week or two to make myself feel a lot better, because and for those of you who don't know, I had my gallbladder taken out in 2024. 2024, August 2024. Not because I had a bad diet to begin with, but because apparently your body can just either produce too much of or not enough of a certain chemical, and it can cause your gallbladder to just, and that's what happened to me. So even if you do all the right things, your gallbladder can just give out on you, which is awesome. But that being said, the whole time we were trying to figure out what was going on with my body, which took like 4 years, I felt absolutely awful. I felt atrocious. But as soon as that got removed, I felt amazing. I feel fine. I'm doing great. I just have a little tiny scar next to my belly button. But yeah, my goal is to continue to eat well, continue to stay hydrated, which is usually I'm really good about that. That's like and also that's just kind of my basic routine. That's like my hair care, my skincare is just to stay hydrated. That's my everything care, is hydration, because I'm too lazy to spend time putting products on this. So hydration. that's my recommendation. Hydration. Sorry, I'm trying to keep it down because my boyfriend's still working from home. But yeah, I want to keep eating well, and over the next week or two, I want to add a lot more anti-inflammatory items to my diet, because like I said, I've not been eating well because I've been sick, so I need to get that under wraps. I do want to start lifting more weights personally. Get strong. Sorry, that's a really dumb thing me and my boyfriend say. We have a whole gym thing in our garage, and he's planning on getting another like equipment thing that's supposed to replace a lot of our other equipments and put it all kind of into one thing. I don't know what any of them called. I do the workouts. I don't know what any of it's called. I don't know. I don't want to get swole. I don't know. But yeah, that is another goal. So we'll see how that goes. I'm probably gonna look at this back in a year and be like, that didn't happen. But who knows? Maybe I'll be watching this in a year and I'll be like, probably not. Probably not. But yeah, that would be cool if I could gain a little bit more muscle, just a little, at least. Or at least maintain. Maintain would be nice. Maintain would be cool. At least not lose. Well, I guess that's what maintain means. I'm sorry, it's early. I'm tired. I also don't know what my hair is doing. I've given up on it during this weather. I say this weather, the weather's always bad here. And by bad, I mean it's either super dry. I have to carry, this isn't the one I necessarily recommend. I try a different one all the time to find one that works for me, but this hydrating anti-frizz serum, I literally carry this around the house with me because my hair will constantly, I'll touch something and it'll go, I can hear static and it'll just and start sticking to my face, sticking to things around me. So I'll have to put some of this in my hand and just tame my hair. So I don't just have this with me because I'm on camera. I literally carry this around the house with me. So not necessarily recommending it or not recommending it. I try different every time I run out. I try a different kind. I'm just always trying new things. But yeah, that's my goal, my personal goal. Also trying to find a routine that helps me keep the house clean. I'm always trying that. So that is another goal, is to try to find a routine. So hopefully in a year from now, I'm like, yeah, I've been trying that for years now. So probably in a year from now. But like I said, I just bought a house, so that has been helping a lot. When you own the house, you take a lot more pride in it. And we have a in-wall vacuum that you just hook a hose up to, and it's cool. So that's so. And also once you get everything unpacked, that'll help a lot. But yeah, moving on to the crafts. I'm hoping to my goal for the year is to have, I'm not going to say no unfinished whips. I want to have a video maybe where I sit down and I pull out all of my unfinished whips, not including the ones I'm currently working on. I'm going to say those ones don't count. Ones I'm working on, I'm going to say don't count, but I'm going to pull out all of my like packed away unfinished whips, go through them. That way I can have proof on camera of the unfinished projects that I have, and try to come up with like an idea of like which ones do I want to finish, which ones do I need to just undo so I can use the yarn for a different project, or use, I don't know, figure something out with them, and then maybe like either in that video or another video finish them. I want to hold myself accountable, but I would like to have half as many at least unfinished whips, and by that I mean the stash I have right now. I'd like to pull out, go through them, and not just finish half of them, but maybe more than half, because I know throughout the year I'm gonna have to start projects and not finish them. So I'm starting with like this many unfinished projects. I'd like to go through this many because I know by the end of the year I'm gonna build up a few more and end up back here. So you see what I'm saying? Like that's my goal. Is I'm here. I want to be here by the end of the year, even if it looks like this. Sorry, my screen's just went blue. But that is my goal for my crafts. I also would like to have at least one crochet project a month, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but some projects are a lot. And even then, sometimes it may take, if a project's really big, I might break the project into multiple videos. That way I can have more than one video come out. So maybe then it'll be like one video every week or two. That way that video or that project will maybe be broken down into a couple videos. I don't know. I'm hoping what I'm saying, so maybe instead of having a project that takes me a month or two to finish and having you wait a month or two for that video, maybe I'll break it down into 4 videos and you get like one video a week or one video every other week. And it's like part 1, part 2, maybe. Kind of like I did for the, I believe it was like the sweater vests, I think. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, and some projects I can do pretty quickly and squeeze into a smaller video. It's just some stuff you need to really, especially if you're making a tutorial for people, you need to really break it down and it can take longer. And also a lot of the stuff I'm showing you, I will have made one already, so I have to make it, and then I have to make it again and record it and then edit it and post it. So I'm usually making things twice, so that can take a while. Because I make my own patterns, so I crochet it and I have to figure out how to make the pattern, so I'm crocheting it and writing it down, and I unravel it, start over again, unravel it, start over again to try to figure out the pattern. So that can take a while. So that's why I can't always just be throwing out crochet videos. So I'd like to have at least one crochet video a month, but I'd like to do more if I can, like 2 a month, so that's one every other week. But if it's a larger project, then I'll try to break that down so I can put more out, if that makes sense. But yeah, those are my goals for my crochet videos. I also want to do other crafting related videos, probably not super often because I mostly crochet, but I do other crafts as well. Like sometimes I'll paint, or I'll bead, or I'll do metalwork, or I'll just do other things. And also we plan on working on renovating our house, just minor things like painting and working on our outdoor space. Our outdoor space does need a lot of work, not like our outdoor house, but like our backyard is uneven and there's patchy grass missing, and we want to make the patio look nice and put in some flower beds and stuff like that. So maybe I'll film that. That could be fun. So that would be something I'd like to film. Maybe that could be cool. And then as for my book, I was talking to my boyfriend like a week or 2 or 3 ago. I don't know. It's been a little bit. And I was talking about how I would like to, by the end of this year, fully have this book written, go through, edit it, go through, flesh it out, have him and a couple other people read it, get feedback, go through, work on those edits, go through, like edit, like just really go through and do all of like the line edits, like I forget the different names for different edits. Go through and do all of those edits myself, get feedback from um, uh, beta readers, add that stuff. Just really go through and do a lot of like multiple edits. Like so finish the book, do a crap ton of editing and just really just do everything I can myself to this book to where it is as polished as I can personally get it by the end of this year. And then I was looking at someone I was really interested in that does a lot of feedback, like they would basically do all of that for you as well, because I like I had said before, I only have so much education in like English and literature, like literally up to first grade because of the whole dyslexia thing. And their services were moderately reasonable, I thought, and for the where I was planning on being for my word count, and then also I would add on their extra thing, but they would give you feedback on a lot of stuff, and they would even keep track of like your plot and keep an eye on plot holes and all kinds of stuff. They would do a lot, and I was really interested in them, and I had it figured out to being at the high end about $1,000. So I was talking to him about that, and he's like, "Yeah, no, we can definitely do that. Like, when you put all this time and work and effort into this book, like, that's nothing. That's fine." And so we were talking about doing that at the end of this year. But now the other day, I had such an epiphany for, and sat down and wrote like most of the draft for the second book. So now I'm like, do I want to do that with the first book at the end of this year, or do I want to wait and try to just knock out the first two books? Because I know I said I wanted to get like the first or like work on the plot, like not the plot, but like basically write the entirety of the story from beginning to end before I do a whole lot with it. But I would still like to have it as polished as I can. And when I say before I do anything with it, I mean like before I submit it to a like query. I'm still gonna have that person or the like that kind of thing done with it before I query it. But the question is, do I want to wait till I have the full story done? Or do I want to like do it in pieces, if that makes sense? Like do all of my, by the end of the year, like spend this year working on the first book, getting it as polished as I can personally get it, and then by the end of the year submit it to that person to polish it further, and then set it on a shelf while I work on the second book, do that same process, submit it to that person so they can polish it further, set it on a shelf until I get the whole story done. And then when I have all this collection of perfectly as polished as I can get it things, then start querying it, or I need to figure out how I want to do this, but yeah. Because I really haven't had too many, because like with my zombie book, I know I have had a few times where I'm writing and I get really far into it and there are things I don't like how they're playing out and I have to go way back to the beginning and adjust how things are said or done or played out to fix things later in the book. But I've had that issue with this one because it's just a different kind of story, different kind of book. And I have, for the most part, things figured out on how I want things to play out. So I don't think I'll have that issue with this one. So I think I'll be okay to do that original plan of getting it as polished as I can get it, and then send it to someone else who can do all of this extra polishing with all this extra knowledge that they have, and then shelve it, and then like I said, while I'm doing all this polishing and then some and stuff, I'll probably have already started writing my second book as well. So I don't think that'll be too bad. I don't know. I really need to sit down and work on a better plan. But maybe I'll just work on, or if I don't go that route, my end goal for the end of this year would be to just finish this book, the rough draft, because right now I have like the first half of the book done, and I'm working on fleshing it out as I just work on finishing the first draft of the second half of the book. what I might do is just try to finish those two things and then write the second book, and also finish the first draft of the second book and finish fleshing it out, and try to get those two things done by the end of the year. Like finish writing the first draft and fleshing out the first and second book, and maybe get some beta readers for both, and then work on their feedback and have that be my goal for the end of the year. I don't know. I don't know. Or I could get wild hair and put a pause on these books and work on my apocalyptic books, because I have had a few ideas. But as I get ideas for apocalyptic books, I'm writing them down, because I really, really, really think the books I'm working on now would get a lot more traction than my apocalyptic book, honestly. Like, I feel like there's really something people would grab onto here. Like, there's some substance here people would like. I know. What do you guys think? What's your opinion on this? I don't know. Like I said, I only know from what I research, and I am doing things a bit weird, but this is just how my brain works. I don't know. And leave me your opinions. Feel free to leave me your opinions down below, but like, do not do that. That's stupid. You can be completely, honestly, you can be as frank as you want with me in the comment section. You can be like, don't do that. That's stupid. What are you thinking? Like, do it this way instead. You're like, not gonna hurt my feelings. Like, if you're coming from a place of caring and like trying to steer me in the right direction, and you can be as frank as you want. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you're mean. My screens keep going blue. But yeah, if you guys have any opinions on how I should do this process, let me know down below, because that also does kind of affect my goal for the book process and progress. But those are kind of the gist of how I want the book progress to go. And I would also kind of like to plot out the third book, but I have a general idea because of how the second book's going. Like, I know I don't have like plot points or anything in my head, but I have a general idea of where it needs to go because of what's happening in the second book, if that makes sense. But yeah, let me know your opinions down below and your suggestions. That would be super helpful. And I'm always doing research on this stuff and watching videos and immersing myself in all of the information. And if you have any video suggestions for me to watch, or anything online that you think I should read about this, also let me know down below and I will go read it. And let me know your progress and all of that. Just leave me all of the information down below, okay? And I will see you guys. Oh, I was about to say see you guys tomorrow. I will not be seeing you guys tomorrow. This is the last video. That's so crazy. And then the next video is going to be a craft video, which I hope you like what I'm making. I think it's fun. Odd, but fun. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next one. Okay. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for sticking around through all of this weird change on my video, and I will see you guys later. Bye.